So when you buy your mailboxes from and domains directly from SmartMail or something, regardless, where's that control? Because I'm familiar with buying a domain name and managing DNS records.
Yeah, that's why actually I don't prefer to buy directly from instantly or smartly because they don't give us the access. They have the full control. Okay. So I would suggest. How's it going, man?
Well, it just started, so yeah, it's pretty okay so far.
That's great to hear. Thanks for joining the meeting. And
Did I get the name right? Is it Money or
yeah, we call me Monet.
Money? Nice, nice. So I only just caught up in some of your videos and things this morning. Last night it's a bit hectic, so I'm just catching up and things. So content answers some questions of mine, which is great. So I know your rates now. You're just confirmed $7 an hour. Probably monthly rates around $500 an hour for your services. And you got some glowing testimonials on there as well, which is good to hear. And you've done some work with Vina or for Vina.
Yeah, I work for like 2 months per year. And recently, our campaign is kind of off. So I'm not working. So when she will start running the campaign, then I will start working on that again.
Yeah, great. And do you have I didn't get a grasp from the content. Did you have a team of people you're working with? Are you working solely as a freelancer? Yeah, yeah. Just one or
I have 5 people in my team.
yeah, great. And are they all Bangladesh based?
Yes.
Great. Okay, well that's awesome. Well, I'll tell you a bit more about me and kind of where I'm at. So I have a software company. Um, It's a new software company. We're just about to start cold email and then cold calling, which I'm sure you're very familiar with by the sounds of it, more so than me. Anyway, I gone down the path of them. I'm sure as many of your clients have done them. Well, the resets their own thing. They get it set up themselves and they give it a crack themselves, and then inevitably they run into problems. And I was also chatting to Vina as well, and she gave me a little bit of guidance at the start as well as to how to set things up. So I went down the path of using SmartLead. Do you use SmartLead exclusively, or are you using it as well?
I have experience using both.
Yeah. Which one you prefer? Do you want to start from fresh?
Personally, I prefer HTML.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter too much. Anyway, so I started that in the last 3 weeks. I've been crafting my messaging and my email sequences and had my emails inbox has been warming up for the last nearly 3 weeks now. So I bought four domains. I bought four domains and two mailboxes, kind of three domains and two mailboxes. Anyway, I've got extra mailboxes, so I'm not using my primary domain, my primary email address for the campaign as I was advised. And I got yesterday to the point where I was just about ready to launch my campaign. So my emails accounts looked like they were warm. They were getting good scoring. I was happy with my messaging and my sequencing. I had all my contacts ready to go, and I basically launched my test campaign to my own various email addresses just to check how they would land, and none of them landed. They all were stuck in junk. I tried a few things to help get them out of junk, and I managed to get them out of junk, but they were still being flagged by Google as suspicious content. So what I did yesterday was I pulled all the HTML out of my emails sequences because I had it all nicely designed in the footer and I have my graphics and things like my normal email. But in reading, I found that it's better to strip out any HTML and images from emails to help with deliverability. So I tried that. I also tried to alter the content slightly, so it seemed less templatey, so to speak. But the emails are still ended up being flagged as spam. Not spam as potential junk. So yeah, so I managed to get from 100% in the junk to in my inbox, but being flagged. So I'm fairly technical because my background's web design and development. So I feel I'm pretty good at following instructions. That said, there's obviously something wrong, whether it didn't warm up right or whether the records aren't there yet, or whether my content's too spammy. I'm not sure. This is, I guess, hence the reason for the call now in your help. So really, my primary need is to help get my smart leads system working so that my emails aren't being flagged as suspicious, malicious content. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. And thank you for taking time and explaining that to me. Okay. So let me give you a quick rundown about my experience. I've been doing freelancing for the last 5, 6 years. Even I did cold calling in the beginning. I have experience in cold calling, but now I'm not doing cold calling anymore. Later, I got to learn about Facebook marketing, email marketing. And when it comes to email marketing, I'm familiar with the trending tools like Instantly, Smartly, Claudio, MailChimp, Limless, Witchingbox. Those are the tools I'm familiar with. I've used for my clients. I'm also familiar with the needed scraper like Apollo, E7 Lead Finder, then Zoom Info, YOLO Pages. Those are the site I'm familiar with. I scraped these from advice in the past, and also familiar with the lead verified tools. Like once we have the leads, they should be verified. Otherwise, the bounce rate gonna be high. Okay, so there are a couple of tools available in the market, like Million Verifier, Vion, and there are other tools in the market. Depending upon your budget, you can get one of the verifier to verify our leads. Okay, and when it comes to setting up the inboxes, I mean sending account, the email accounts, I'm familiar with the Pocket DNS record, DMARC, SPF, MX record to make sure the deliverability. Because if you don't set them up in a proper way, there are high chances that an email gonna land up into spam. No matter what you do, no matter what you remove from the email, it will remove the photos, it will remove the spammy word. If your DNS is not properly set up, it will ended up landing in the spam. We need to make sure that in the beginning.
That's a question about that. Yeah, sure, on it. So when you buy your mailboxes from and domains directly from SmartMail or something, regardless, where's that control? Because I'm familiar with buying a domain name and a manage of DNS records.
Yeah, that's why actually I don't prefer to buy directly from Instantly or Smartly because they don't give us the access. They have the full control. Okay, so I would suggest you get a domain from GoDaddy, Namecheap, wherever you like, and I can help you to get the set up the email account either with Google or Microsoft, whatever you want. Okay, if you get those emails directly from Google, they are gonna charge you $7 or $8 per month per user. So if you have 10 user, 10 sending accounts, it's gonna cost you $80 per month in total. But I can help you to get Google reseller account or Outlook reseller account. That's gonna cost you like half of the price. So 10 Google account gonna cost you only $35, almost half of the price.
That's why I've been getting a lot of the as I joined a Facebook community and all this stuff. I was getting offered a reseller inboxes. So the difference there is that we would actually have access to those Gmail accounts.
Yes, once I'm done with the setup, I will give cool access. I will give it email account details, the login details, everything, so that you can log in and a good chat on by yourself. What's
Yeah.
going on?
So have you been completely unsuccessful with Instantly and with Smart Lead mailboxes? I mean, is that just a dead end? Should I just like call it quits on that, before we get too far in, or can I persist with that team and have them make sure the records are in place?
Yeah, you can go for Instantly and Smartly. You can go for that, but in future, it will face any issue. Only you have to reach out to them, and you have to wait whether like on the weekend they're not available. And if you want to pitch something over the weekend, you have to wait for them on Monday. That's something like a concern. You cannot take control whenever you want. We have to wait for them to come online. That's all. But if you set up on your own, like if you have a VA like me, and whenever you want to set them up, I can jump in and I can fix those things right away. So that's the advantage. So what you can do split test. You can get few domains from them, few from on your own, like from GoDaddy, and I do the setup. 10 sending accounts from Instantly, 10 sending accounts outside of Instantly, and you can compare you which one is doing better, which one is doing fine, not so that in future you can take proper decision which one you like. Okay.
Yeah. So I have a question on the lead from mailboxes. So it was advised, and I did read a lot about not using your primary domain. And I understand the premise and concept of that. But my campaign is highly targeted, and I'm not going to be sending volumes like in the thousands and hundreds of thousands. And my prospecting list at the moment is about 300 companies. And I'm not going to hit them all at once. So would you say that with that smaller volume, that there is this need for this preventative email infrastructure, or can I go and use my primary email address with such small numbers?
I would suggest not to use your primary domain. If anything goes wrong, then your primary domain gonna burn and your website will be down. But don't take that risk. Better you get a domain matching with your website name. For example, may I know your website, please? What's the website?
Cielo.io. Gonna bring it up?
No, you will share that one WhatsApp. No, not a problem. Like if your website is xyz.com, we can get a domain like getxyz, dxyz, myxyz, similar to your website. And then you can forward the domain to your main website. So if something goes wrong, the domain will go down, not your website, because you are using another domain for the laundry purpose.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. I do. I definitely understand that premise. My question was more around volume. So if my
When it comes to the volume, as you mentioned that we have only 300 leaves, so you don't need to buy bulk domain or bulk email account. I would suggest two domain is fine. From two domain, we may get like three inboxes from each. So two domain will be creating 6 inboxes, and our maximum capacity would be uh, 180 per day. But we're not gonna send 180. We will be sending 50 per day or 100 per. Okay, so that we don't fit the spam.
yeah.
And it's not like we will send a bulk email on the right away. We need to warm them up first. And once I'm done with the setup, we need to warm them up minimum 14, 15 days, 2 weeks. And after that, we will start sending our emails. Okay. And we will start increasing the number gradually. Like on the first day, we will send like 20 emails. Next day, the following day, we'll be sending to 40. On the following day, we'll be sending 50, 60. That's how we will increase the number, and we will not hit spam anymore. The next step would be we should avoid using any link on the first template, first email. Okay. The more link you have in your template, the chances are high that you are landing in the spam. We also need to make sure that we are not using any spammy word. Okay, like free, discount, something like that. Should avoid using a spammy word.
There's sorry, with words, for example, like if you look at a lot of the templates and openers and things, like for example, if it's the subject line, everyone's using the same thing, or quick question, okay, like you get it, everybody's using the same thing. Does Google and Outlook flag that automatically as spam because it's using the same words that lots of other spam emails they are using, or is that not considered to be spam?
We could do a split test though. Can start two campaign, do the split test. We will change the subject line. We can play around with subject line and let's see which one is the winning campaign. Maybe we go for the winning one.
Yeah. Okay. So if Smartlead's telling me that my email replications is good, the deliverability's been good in the warm up days, like what? Like I'm just looking at it now. For example, one of them sent 165 warm up emails, 165 have landed, 0 are saved from spam, and
Yeah, can you share one of the domain that you are using for sending emails?
yeah, sure. Do you want me to share my? I've been sharing my screen copy as well.
Let me share your email. I can share the domain name in WhatsApp.
I'm sharing my screen here, and then I'll just put the domain chat so you can copy and paste it. But this is my domain name, cielocompanies.com, and I've been warming up. But so that's my domain, and everything looks like it's great here, right? But then when I've sent my first tests out, right, everything landed in. So
Would you mind sharing the domain in the chat and the WhatsApp chat?
chat, yeah, I shared it on.
The DNS almost fine. Only I think the DMARC is a bit some issue with the DMARC, but it's not. It should be there. It's not that bad. It's good. I would say it's good because anything above 6 is good. But if you were still hitting spam, we can fix that DMARC and you can make sure everything is right.
Yeah, but do you think it's that like just on the surface?
This could be one of the reason. I cannot guarantee right now because I have to take a look at your template that what you were sending and how and the volume as well, how many you were sending per day.
Well, I only sent 4 yesterday, and all 4 ended up in spam. Oh, there it is. But this is what I was sending here yesterday. This one here.
Yeah, I see there. So there are like multiple links in your signature. This
Yeah, and then I sent it. I resent it with all with everything removed. This is what was this version here was also not landing.
And how long have you been using those email accounts? I mean, those domain.
Well, I bought them about 4 weeks ago, and they've been warming for the last 3 to 4 weeks.
So you started sending recently.
Well, I only started sending I did my first test campaign yesterday, but it's been warming up, up until then. So, okay. Let me see how I can share what's happening.
Where are you located, by the way? Are you in Sydney?
Melbourne. You travel much?
I never been to Australia. I do like traveling. I've been to like Dubai, Saudi, and then Malaysia, Singapore. And I've never been to Australia.
Oh, I should come visit. So, this mail came straight from Smartlead. There's no links. Yeah, the only link that it's automatically turning into is the mail address. Well, and then I did a similar one, straight from my normal email account, and it landed just fine. So this is my sending from my normal email, primary domain, and it landed fine without any issues. Whereas I did all these, and this one, for example, for the first round, all ended up in spam. They just ended up, but then when I turned it into when I removed the HTML and the images and the links, it landed in my inbox, but flagged like this. So
They're like when you like was sending like 1 or 2 emails was fine, but when you started sending in a volume, this is where it's gonna create an issue. So we need to make sure everything in the right place. So we need to work on that DNS record, the DMARC is not fixing it proper way, not set it properly. And then we can make some changes in maybe subject line, maybe with the templates and remove the link. And then you can start sending email again.
yeah. So you think it's the setup, or do you think it's the content?
Setup could be one of the reason, and content could be another reason. We do even have the access of those email accounts, or in Smartlead has the access.
Smartlead's got them all. Yeah, they're all set up in Smartlead. These are all Smartleads. I bought my domain, all these domains in Smartlead, and I bought all these inboxes in Smartlead.
Did you reach out to them regarding this deliverability issue, like you were landing in the spam? They did it back.
I messaged them yesterday, and I might have something to open up today.
You have created how many emails from his domain?
So in summary, I've got 6 domains.
We have 2 inboxes from his domain, 12 email accounts, correct?
Yeah. So for my first campaign, I'll just be using these 4, and then those other ones are for a different part of my business.
Yeah. Now, what is the time gap between each email? Right, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
For my campaign yesterday, 7 minutes, but I only said 4. But this campaign that I sent yesterday there was only 4 no contacts in it.
Okay, it should have dig the spam. Maybe we need to work on the DNS or reach out to the support unless he didn't fix that issue.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because you don't have the access, we can't do anything else. You bought the domain from a Smartlead as well.
Yeah, everything's in Smartlead. Yeah.
Okay. So if it is not fixed within a day or 2, then I would suggest you get 2 or 3 more domain outside of a Smartlead, like Control-Daddy or Nametree, and I can do the setup and do it and fix those dates, and then you can home them up.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So I need to spend some time with them today to see if they can rectify that.
Yeah. Do continue with that, because always we should have a backup. Like if something goes wrong and it goes email accounts is not working, then you should have a backup to keep running your campaign. You can just stop the campaign and wait for the other account to get ready. You should have all those backup email account ready.
Yeah, no, I understand. Okay, and then so that's that. So if I can't get help with Smartlead's not going to help me, and all of a sudden I can come back to you about how you guys might be able to help. It sounds like you've got a good idea of how to go around it.
And what about the leads? It is mentioned you have 300 leads. So where are you getting those leads from? Where are you getting them from?
No, they're Cove leads. So my platform, bring it up so you can see it. This is my software. It's essentially for retirement villages in Australia. It's a SaaS service. So, um, I was using a list building website called Firmable. It's an Australian one. You might not have heard of it. So it basically has all the companies indexed. Within that has contacts.
I did work for two Australian guy. One was from Gold Coast, the other one from Sydney. And I have the testimonial in my channel. If you go back to our channel, you need to see that. One guy name is Gan, and the other guy name is Howie. Both of them are from Australia.
Yeah, great.
The one named Gan, he was selling SEO services, and I was doing the email marketing for him. I worked for the guy for almost a year, and he is having some health issue, so that's why this camp is kind of off right now. So he will turn it on maybe within a month. He will start running the campaign again.
Yeah. But can you talk to me about how you guys collate lists of cold contacts to email? Because obviously I've got my
What I do, I get lead from Apollo, and we verify those leads, and then we use those leads for our campaign. Or if the client has any preference, if he doesn't want the lead from Apollo, if he has any subscription like D7 or other lead sources, then we will use that lead source. We get the lead from there, and we verify the leads, and then we use the lead for the campaign.
So you provided the leads.
I also, yes, I also provide the leads from a follow. Like if you get these from a follow, Apollo is charging around $100 for only 2,000 leads. It's a lead scraping site.
Is it similar to like ListKit?
Yeah, similar to like Let's Kick, yes, and they have huge amount of leads in there, and you can check that their pricing. They're charging a $100 per month for 2,000 leads only, but I can get you a total leads, 10,000 leads in only 40 results. But I can have a lot of leads. So right now, do you need my help? Do you want me to start working for you, or you will catch some time and maybe we get back to me later? What's your plan?
Yeah, look, appreciate your time today. What I'm gonna do, because I believe that Smart Lead should be delivering. Sounds to me like what you're saying. There's not too much going wrong, so I'm gonna process with them for maybe a couple of days to see if they can help fix those deliverability issues. Um, and then if I'm still struggling with that, then I'll sort of reconnect with you and talk about repairing that or setting out properly, and then what an ongoing might look like.
Okay, not a problem. It's been nice talking with you, Jamie, and I'll be looking forward to hearing from you soon, man.
Yeah, likewise. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, same here, man. Have a great day. Bye.
Would you?